This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob, and today we have our top 10 games of the year. Yes, top 10 games of the year. We only got a few weeks left here in 2023. My cutoff time was the 10th. So that's when I kind of put that list together, this list actually. And over the last couple of weeks, as you saw, we cut down from 23 to 11, and now we pick up with number 10. And number 10 is a game that absolutely blew me away, and that is Arceus. Indiana Jones, here we come. The dungeon goes together because they're all pieces of the box, actually, which is just glorious. They have little sections there, and you just kind of clip them together, and then you don't go from tile to tile, you go from room to room. And fantastic story, fantastic game. One of my favorites of the year. A game that I love. The miniatures are beautiful. Everything about this game is beautiful, and I just had a blast with it. So at number 10, Arceus. At number 9, a game that completely caught me by surprise, Escape from Stalingrad Z. Now, I don't know if you've watched, but I actually painted all the miniatures. I was sick for a while, and I wanted to do a live play. And I don't know by the time you see this video if I've done the live play or if it's coming up more during the time that I am off over the holidays, because I'm off a substantial amount of time. I am going to be playing a lot of games live, hopefully. So you guys will get to see that. And of course, I'm taping this before I go on vacation, so there you go. But Escape from Stalingrad Z, you play out of the book, and it just is fun, it's exciting, and it does just a lot of great things. And I gotta just say, to be at number 9, this game has really hit me a certain way. I love Nazi zombies, and just and any kind of army zombies, and going back in that area. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just glorious. You have to check it out. It is one of the best zombie games I've played. Miniature zombie games. And number 8 is Table Golf Association. Man, I put this at number 8, and it could have been easily higher, but it was really tough with this group of things. But this is a game of golf that is very strategic, but you do everything by flicking. And I absolutely love this, and it's fun, it's exciting, it's one of those games that just really stands out. You could play it by yourself. You play 9 holes by yourself, or you can get a whole family together and play. It just works. We did a live taping actually at Dice Tower this year. I want to thank John for all his support of the channel. And I just saw this, and I knew I was going to love it. And I just support this thing to no end. Go check it out at his website. Also, he does Kickstarter classes. You can pay a certain amount, and he will help you get your Kickstarter going and teach you how to run your very first Kickstarter. Of course, his was very successful, and he's got all kinds of stuff coming out for this game. This is fantastic, and you're going to want to check it out. It's one of my favorite sports games of all time. At number 7, speaking of sports games, when you talk about Ignacy, you talk about Portal Games, and with Portal Games, you get nothing but greatness. 11. The best football management game I have ever played. 11 is special. 11 stands out. 11 does so many different things. You are managing your team, your players, you're working through a week, and then getting to the week end where you're going to play your match, and then, you know, pray that everything works out, that you're using the right tactics, the right, you know, that you have the crowd and your supporters behind you, and you can get sacked very easily in this game. And I'll tell you this much: Ignacy has done such a phenomenal, wonderful job. I just a guy I admire, and fantastic job. 11 at number 7. At number 6, well, what would any list I make be without a GMT game on it? And I could easily put, you know, 10 games on here from GMT, but I got to make room for other people. But this game this year really stood out, and it was something that is very hard to play, but once you get it down, the rewards from this game is just unbelievable. And at number 6 is Mr. President. Gene has put his heart and soul into this, and Gene is a genius. This is just a fantastic game. When you have that board in front of you, it's intimidating, as if you were sitting behind the desk in the Oval Office, because there is so much that you have to balance, handle, and deal with the unexpected. And wow, what a game. Mr. President from GMT, get it? It is an absolute classic, and one of the best games I've played this year at number 6. At number 5, Expeditions from Stonemaier Games. I've never played. I mean, I've played, but I don't own Scythe. A friend of mine had it, and we would play it here, and I had a lot of fun with it. I loved it, and I said, well, and then I found out about the Automatron, and I said, oh, you know, when I got this game to review, I was so blown away by it. I made sure I went out and I got everything for Scythe. And a matter of fact, I started getting everything from this company because I realized that anything that they touch turns to gold. And it's just fantastic. And I love what they do. And this game just really stands out. They came out with another game that I haven't been able to get to the table yet. Apiary. Thanks to Jamie for sending it for our fundraiser. We got it. And unfortunately, it couldn't qualify because I didn't get it to the table yet. But Bees in Space, I mean, how can you go wrong? But Expeditions, just tremendous. A different twist of Scythe with more story and quests, and the Automatron is just fun. I could play it by myself and just enjoy it all day long. At number 4, a game that I have been screaming from the top of the mountain about, and that is Tales of the Red Dragon Inn. For some people, maybe they don't see this as a great dungeon crawl or one that, for me, I really love this. I love everything it does. I love the fact that, the standees are beautiful. I love the missions. I love how you put the thing together. How the quality and the thought and the passion that was put into this. This is a fantastic game, and I hope that they do another edition of it, Tales of the Red Dragon Inn 2. And I'll just tell you, I play this a lot, and I enjoy it. The story is fantastic, and it is wonderful. At number 3, I love this game, and this is done fantastic. The two units of them, and it's Shadows of the Brimstone Adventures. But the one I'm gonna put in here is Gates of Valhalla. I've played and played and played that, but I really like the other one too, the Serpent one, because of the castle and or the fort, and how you go through the fort, which is a nice little twist. This is just fantastic. Just more great quality from a great company. Flying Frog, I mean, can they do anything wrong either? Just wonderful. They have put together some fantastic things, and I will always be a fan of this. This has to be one of the most ultimate dungeon crawls out there, and they just added more fantastic content to it with their new adventure smaller box. And you know, I was going to leave this off because I left Unbreakable off because it wasn't a new game. I felt it was almost kind of expansion like. I love Unbreakable. I love Too Many Bones. And I almost felt, well, maybe this is more expansion. Should I count it? But Adventures is different enough with the Vikings that it adds a whole different universe that I put it on this list at number 3. Speaking of chip theory games, at number 2, Hoplomachus Victorium. Reinventing the wheel, you know, usually is a bad thing. Not for these guys. This is so different and so special and so fantastic. And taking the mechanics of Hoplomachus and, you know, trying to conquer the, these isles and go through and battle these gods and stuff. It's just absolutely glorious. And the quality, the workmanship, the genius behind these games. This is why Chip Theory is one of the best companies in the world. And Hoplomachus Victorium is at number 2. It would have been at number 1, except for the fact that our number 1 game really blew me away. It showed me that it changed my mind completely about apps. I don't look at them the same way anymore. And the game I'm talking about is Pericles Gathering Darkness. Wow. Role-playing app. You have this app. It tells the story. Your decisions affect everything you do. You have to remember some of the people you talk to and some of the things that are said to you because they come. You have to take notes while you're playing this. And then keeping your characters alive and how. And it's all standee based, and the standees are beautiful. And this thing just tells this sprawling, beautiful story across this wonderful land. And for me, it is one of the most fantastic games I've ever played, and I was so proud to show this off here on the channel, and really highlight it. And that's why this game is my number 1 game this year. This really was unique. It was special. It told a beautiful story, and it stood out. And it's a game that will stay with me for a very long time, and they are continually developing it, telling more tales with it, and this is just everything that you can want in a role-playing game that you're going to play by yourself, and that is Pericles Gathering Darkness, our number 1 game of the year for 2023. Well, there you go, folks. I wonder if we can ever have another year like this year. Hopefully next year will be great, and I can tell you this much: I hope you'll have a safe holiday season. I hope that your new year is wonderful, and of course I'll see you before then. But this is our list for the year. Boy, am I glad I'm done with this video. This took a while, and it was hard to put this list together, but those are the ones that have moved me. Maybe you disagree, that's okay, because for me, these are the ones that work. there were so many that I could have put on this list. Like I said, Unbreakable was one of them that gets an honorable mention. Oh God, I had a list here that was, just ridiculous, and I left things off, and I just, it was just too hard this year, and I like the fact that it was too hard to pick all these games because they all were glorious and fantastic, and there were so many that were left off that were just as great, and did so many. The Prime Minister came late in the year, the Russian Front, Downfall. I can go on. Well, we had some stinkers this year too. Yeah, Warfighter Fantasy. I'm talking about you. Just so many wonderful, wonderful things. We had Zombicide Western that just barely just didn't make it. And I love all this Cool Mini or stuff, Cool Mini or not stuff. But it was just one of those things that I had to make a decision on, and it was hard. It was very, very hard, and this was the hardest list I've ever had to put together. So, congratulations to all those that I think are good, even though my opinion doesn't really mean much. But that's my opinion for this year. And until next time, it's your old pal Rob. Hopefully, we'll see you soon. Take it easy.